When did you start feeling this? When did this call start coming to you?
I started feeling a call when I was about 17 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was more of a physical calling.
Okay.
And then that kind of led me into, let's see, understanding love in a different way. Understanding that love is so powerful within itself that it has the power to inspire. And after being in love, not only with myself, because I had to love myself, that's what I've discovered is loving myself. It brought me and guided me to different types of research projects where I just was drawn to it. Didn't know why, I never thought I'd be interested, but it was. And that's my heart. I felt inspired. I kept following that inspiration, and that kept leading me and guiding me into the understanding of non-physical conduct training in the martial arts. And you see martial artists, when they first get into training, they start doing the physical conduct.
Right.
Developing the neural pathways, the reflexes and stuff like that. And it's awesome that they do that, but later on, after they've mastered the physical aspect, they'll actually go into the non-physical conduct, as the martial arts masters would say, the Shaolin martial arts.
Right.
And the non-physical conduct has to do with feeling energy, gathering energy within yourself. That's why you
Right.
see them doing all types of crazy dances before they perform or battle, is
Right.
because they want to gather as much energy within themselves to project in a punch or a kick. And I learned that by being led by that inspiration to understand how motivational speaking works. And seeing my friends motivationally speak to a crowd of people and move the crowd with their emotion. I was
Right.
like, wow, that is amazing, because I felt it too. It's inspiring. And that love, which is the most powerful emotion, most powerful vibration, when you work with love, you're going to see how that can be contributed and projected into a way that we have forgotten, that we're remembering. And that leads into the arts of martial arts, non-physical conduct, and be able to project that love, you know? Not to destroy, but,
Right.
but to heal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got into that, is opening my heart, loving myself, following the inspiration by feeling my heart, and being led to all the different people along the way, and had brought me all over the country, brought me into the vortexes and all that stuff, which they're now calling this energy bioplasmic radiation.
Right.
So
Oh, now that's what the technical name of it is?
yeah, some
What
people
is
call
it?
that. Bioplasmic. radiation.
Bioplasmic radiation?
Yeah, because it is like a plasma. It is totally organic. So
Right.
going into that field of energy, people get lifted in certain ways. It's beyond
Oh,
belief.
yeah.
In Montana, I anchored crystals and created a grid, so to speak, by linking these vortexes together. And I called back 2 weeks later to the people who were actually monitoring the grids.
Right.
And they said, David, we are seeing things we had never seen before out of the 30 years we've been watching these vortexes. I was like, really? Like what? They had a man, literally, that was levitating off the ground 2 inches. Didn't even know it. He didn't know he was
He
levitating.
did not realize.
He did not realize he was walking on
Wow.
air. And that's what happens when you work with these energies.
Right.
Like, you have the ability to attain that vibration of light. And we've done this before, you know? So it's really, really fun returning back to remembering that.
So you go on journeys. You're
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I call it research.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, well now,
Well, now Pat would say that it's research is when you do an experiment. So of course you're doing experiments.
Yes. Doing experiments, personal experiments with my own biofeedback. Being able to feel my own senses, gauge my own emotions, and be aware of my own body. And as I've been doing that, I've been working with others who are interested, different therapists, healers, mainly the most pronounced in the area wherever I go. And working with them, it's incredible because they're already mastering their sensitivity by their practice. Working with people in that love vibration to assist in healing. I mean, that's what the therapy really is when you come down to it. So working with them, being able to see how sensitive they are was incredible because they would validate all of my experiences, and they'd always be like, wow, you know, you're so young. You know, how did you do that? I had to work on 500 people to get that, you know? And that's what's happening is we're naturally, you know, evolving. So it's really, really fun. The children are already there. The children are already doing it. and they're going to be teaching us and helping to remind us.
Your age, you are younger than you appear, I should say. You are definitely an old soul, but you're really not that old.
Yeah. I'm 25 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My son. One of my adopted kids again. I get a lot of them. Yeah, because I mean, what you have, it's like, you know, it's interesting how people go down certain paths. And it's like, if you, like with myself, I can see where the alcoholism, the ism came in, and I went on a different path than if I chose, you know, the other direction.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I wanted to get married, have kids, and that was it. But then because of the distraction of alcoholism, my mind wasn't. My mind was chemically imbalanced as to decisions that I made.
So it was hard to tune in.
Right. What spirit do you put in you? So I see where by others putting in alcohol or drugs, it's bringing a chemical imbalance, and it's making it harder to tune into themselves.
So then instead of being natural, it becomes unnatural because it's chemically.
Right.
Yeah,
But it's like a lot of it is because, you know, not everybody fits in with the norm of society.
Yeah.
So how do you fit into what is supposed to be normal? You know, well, you drank or you use drugs, or, you know, there's how many people who are on prescribed drugs, you know, because they're feeling different than they think that they should.
Right.
Even
So
though
there
they're
must
probably
be
on the
something
right.
wrong with me. I need something.
Right.
Instead
And
of
it's-
just looking within
Right.
and saying, "Wow, I've got it all right here. I just didn't know how to unleash it."
That's it. Because it's like, if I would have known, you know, and you hear it a lot, of course, you know, hindsight is foresight. But if I would have known way back, you know, even though there were touches of, you know, oh, you're crazy. You know, my husband called me a witch more than once. Witches, they're in fairy tales.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we don't know what we don't know until we're taught. Sometimes what we're taught isn't the truth.
And it doesn't matter what age we learn it, as long as we
No.
learn it and feel it.
Yeah.
So there's
That's
no giving
it.
up, you know, I mean.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Let me see, the 11th commandment. Let me see, what is the 11th commandment? In order to succeed, we must persist. So, yeah, I mean, to fail is, you know, to quit is to fail.
David, what brought you to Asheville and when did you come? And this is a great, I mean, 10, 10, 10. So you felt the need to be in Asheville for that, which is wonderful. What brought you here for that?
I didn't come here for the 10-10-10 event. I actually came here to actually go on the tours, the Vortex tours.
Okay.
And I came here a while ago in May, and I got to go meet Dr. Raja, Professor Moira, and they had guided me out to these very sacred spaces. And it was very powerful, it was very fun. And afterwards, after leaving, it had set in motion a chain of events. And I have been called back to come and assist, and assist with going to these vortexes, to also incorporate some of the teachings that I teach that have to do with using your own voice to activate your own body and your own DNA. And it's so fun because you have in your own voice all of the vibrations, frequencies necessary to resonate your own body, to heal yourself. And the Neuroacoustics Academy proved that scientifically. Neuroacoustics.
Neuroacoustics.
Yep. Out of New York, yes.
And what do they do there?
They work with the science of sound.
Okay.
And the person who actually is the founder of Neuroacoustics Academy, they actually invented the technology for the feds, for voice recognition.
Oh.
Because they discovered that your own voice is so unique to yourself that nobody else could ever sound just like you. Even though someone may sound similar,
Right.
if you recorded it with these high-tech microphones, you can hear all the other frequencies, the undertones, the overtones that actually create your own harmonics that are so different and unique to your own DNA. So we've had these tools within us the whole time. All we have to do is use them with intention. And we've already been doing it premeditatively, you know, going around thinking all this stuff, speaking all these things with different intentions. And that created your reality. You know, you take a look around you, you're a product of your own manifestation. But now that we're aware of it, let's use it. And that's what we're going to be talking about 10-10-10, is how the science of sound and vibration leads into the science of conscious convergence. And that's what we're going to be speaking on.
And that's what we hear a lot about, the conscious convergence.
And let's for our viewers, let them know exactly where this is going to be at.